Welcome to another episode of Ship of War, my review of The Spectacular Now.
Ship of War. When ship happens, I'm there.
The Spectacular Now is a movie about a boy named Stunner who is the class clown of his high school, and everybody seems to love him. He's just the party guy of everything. And then something happens along the way where he meets this girl named Amy, and she makes him realize things or face things that he normally wouldn't face otherwise without the push of her help. So I went into this movie with the mindset that this was going to be a pretty damn good movie because everybody seems to be praising it, online at least. And to be completely honest, I didn't come out of the theater completely loving this film. And the reason why I say that is because I personally sat through this movie and I didn't feel anything that I feel like I had to feel, which was sympathy and some type of emotion, that I felt some attraction or connection or emotional attachment to these characters, and I didn't feel nothing. Maybe it's because I'm a female and I can't relate to this male character and what he's going through because I personally never went through that situation. Basically, I was a fly on the wall watching this kid's life just, happen in front of my eyes. And that's basically what this movie is. It has a very realistic view of life. These characters and these people in this movie are very real. It's not an exciting film, though there is exciting moments in the movie. It's just not overall an exciting film. It's a film that you sit there and you watch these characters and you watch them develop, you watch their life happen. It's nothing that would be like really affect you in a very emotional way, only if you can really relate to these characters. Me personally, I could not relate to any of these characters. Shailene Woodley's character, Amy, personally, no. I did not really care for her character. I didn't like her. I didn't like her relationship with Stunner. I didn't find the relationship to be romantic or cute or anything like that. I mean, maybe at the beginning, but then it got to a point that it felt like Amy's character was very needy and dependent on Stunner, that it became kind of creepy in a way. There was one scene in a car that I was like, wow, that girl's just kind of weird, a little too dependent, too a little needy when it comes to Stunner, that I couldn't really be like, oh, that's such a cute story in an actual cinematic way. It was just like, yeah, I could totally see a girl, an everyday girl, acting that way, but me being like, yeah, I find that to be cute. No, I don't find that to be cute at all, but it's realistic, and that's what you're gonna see in this movie. You're gonna go into this movie expecting a very realistic story about a teenager and another teenager and how their relationship, work with each other and stuff like that. People I would recommend this movie to, I would say anybody who has any interest in this movie, go see it. You may see something in this movie that I didn't see. You may be able to actually relate to Stunner. You may actually be able to relate to Amy. You may actually really come out of this movie and be like, wow, this is one of the best movies I've seen all year. But me personally, I just wasn't really moved by this film, unfortunately, even though I was really excited to see it. So that is all for this episode of Ship of War. Thank you for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. The World's End is a continuation of a trilogy of film by Edgar Wright starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. The previous two movies of this trilogy are Shaun of the Dead, which is my personal favorite, and Hot Fuzz. I went into this movie expecting the same quality of comedy as those two previous movies, and also the other movie starring Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, which was Paul. And I have to say, this movie did deliver with the comedy, but I felt like my biggest issue is the comedy came in too late into the movie. They did a lot of building up at the first